Manifestation, the way it is being taught in the world, is the weakest way to change your life. You have made the vision boards, you have repeated the affirmations, you have pictured the number, the house, the life you want, and somewhere underneath all of it, nothing has really moved. This is not because you did something wrong, but this is because manifestation works on the surface level of reality, and the surface has limited power. Thousands of years ago, one verse in Bhagavad Gita described a law running far beneath it, a law that does not ask you to want harder or work harder. It asks you to put your attention somewhere else entirely. By the end of this video, you will understand why wanting and trying never works, and how wanting only pushes that goal or that outcome away from you, and the one shift that can give you everything you need while protecting everything you have. Now let's go to what Krishna told Arjuna thousands of years ago. Now let's directly understand what reality is and how it is looked at by the ancient rishis who gave us the wisdom of Advaitha Vedanta. Advaitha Vedanta tells us there are two levels to reality: level 1 and level 2. Level 1 is Paramarthika Satya, or the ultimate reality, the spiritual reality. We can call this God, we can call this consciousness, we can call this pure potential, and so on. And then there is the Vyavaharika Satya, or the transactional reality. We can call this Maya, we can call this the egoic world, we can call this duality. Basically, everything that you see all around you, everything, right? The desires, the greed, the goals, the chase, the competition, the entire world of suffering is this Maya. Now, it's very important you understand these two levels before we go ahead. Manifesting, forcing, hustling, everything happens at the surface level, at the level of Maya. But the ancient Vedanta says surface is the effect, never the cause. Now, what is happening is you've been optimizing the surface layer, when what mattered actually was the deeper consciousness, the deeper layer. So there are two levels to everything. There are two layers to everything, as we understand. On one level, right here, right now, you are the body, the mind, and the ego. The ego that is wanting, the ego that is grasping, the ego that wishes to achieve its goal. Now, achieving our goal is not a problem at all. Whether it's wealth, health, relationships, whether it is an abundant, fulfilled, happy life that you would like to live, it's not an issue at all. But how you're approaching this, how much you're attached to this, and how you are going about manifesting it is the entire problem. When you try to get to your goal through the ego, first of all, it is a very turbulent, resistant, and a stressful journey. And apart from that, nothing is ever enough for the ego. You give it $1 million, it will ask for 10 millions, and give it 10 and it asks for 1 billion. We understand how even the billionaires of the world are not happy, they are not fulfilled, and they are still struggling mentally. So this is not the path of high leverage. Vedanta says there is another dimension to you. There is a higher and a deeper dimension called consciousness. This is God, this is Krishna, within which everything exists all at once, within which time, space, causality is nothing but an appearance, within which all possibilities exist, which is infinite power. And accessing that and acting from that is the key. And before we get to the verse which can completely shift your perspective, here is the one key thing that you need to understand. You wanting something pushes it away. Just think about it logically. If you become obsessive about something, even if it is a person, right? If you become obsessive about that person, and if you emanate that energy of desperation and wanting, it only pushes that person away. The same thing applies to anything in life, any goal in life. Whenever you want something badly, you actually at a deeper level are pushing it away. But still, our ego is conditioned to want. It thinks wanting is the most productive thing. That's why it wants money, it wants success, it wants relationships. Having all that is not the problem, but wanting is the problem, because wanting within itself has the energy of not having. This is the reason why every manifestation technique quietly fails. You cannot want what you already know is yours. So, the harder you want, the deeper you're projecting the lack. So, by wanting something, you're already admitting to yourself that you don't have it. You're coming from a place of lack. So, from the place of lack, you can repeat 1,000 affirmations for 1,000 days, right? You can say, I'm a millionaire, I have all the money in the world. But if you're coming from lack, if you're stating that affirmation from a place of lack, that only projects more lack and that only brings more lack in life. With this, let's come to the key, the verse 22 of chapter 9 of the Holy Bhagavad Gita. Ananyas chintayanto mam ye janaha parayupasate tesham nityabhiyuktanam yogakshemam vahamyaham. Here Krishna tells Arjuna, place your complete undivided attention on me, the consciousness, the infinite intelligence, and through that I will protect all the things you have and I will provide all the things that you seek. This is an absolute statement. This is one of the best verses which encapsulates the complete essence of Bhagavad Gita. Krishna tells all of us here, place your complete attention and awareness on me. That is the deeper intelligence, that is the higher self within us. That's the level 1, the consciousness. And that is all that you need to do. There is no step 2. Step 1 is the final step to attain everything in life. Ananyas chintayanto mam. Place the complete attention, place the complete awareness not on the Maya, not on the dualistic world, not on the ego, but on consciousness, on the deeper dimension of who you are. And that will protect everything you have and it will give you everything that you want and things that you can't even imagine. Because what this infinite intelligence knows is far beyond what ego can ever know. It knows what is actually good for you in life. If you are seeking whatever your goal is, understand that you are underestimating yourself. Whatever your goal is, it is a limiting belief. You can achieve much more than that, and Krishna has the power to give that to you. God has the power to give that to you. And ultimately, as per Vedanta, Krishna represents that dimension of you which is beyond the ego, which is that pure consciousness, which is that pure intelligence. That dimension of you has this power. Krishna makes this claim multiple times throughout Gita. In another place, he says, Sarva dharma parityajya mam ekam sharanam vraja, where he tells Arjuna to abandon all his responsibilities and duties and surrender to him completely. Again, it's the same idea. Right here, at this level, it's not about manifestation anymore. It's just about allowing that divine intelligence to flow through us and to create the life that is actually good for us, a holistic life, a beautiful life, what we call the ideal life at ACS. So, understand the two dimensions. There is the doing and having dimension, and there is the being dimension, and this consciousness is the highest being, right? All of us optimize here in this dualistic world to achieve our goals. We work on strategies, we work on systems, we focus on efforts and hustle. It's not that all of these things will not bring results. They do bring certain results in life. We can see this across the world. But along with results, they also bring suffering. They also bring attachment, stress, anxiety. But when we let go of the control and when we begin to harness the being dimension, magic will follow. Ultimately, you were never manifesting. You were only remembering. The ocean does not chase the wave. Wave is just an expression of the ocean. Whatever your goals are, it is already within you, waiting to be uncovered. And when you understand that you don't have to chase fullness, fullness is already within you, that you just need to realize everything will change in life. Yogakshema is not a technique. Yogakshema, which is your holistic ideal life, is an outcome of this recognition